Tamaria, I'm Sheree Kinnear, and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. At least 5 people have been killed and another 18 injured after a gunman opened fire inside a gay club in the US state of Colorado. Police say a 22-year-old is in custody. Anderson Lee Aldrich is also being treated for injuries. They added there were outstanding acts of bravery within the club as 2 heroic people subdued the attacker.
While the suspect was inside of the club, at least 2 heroic people inside the club confronted and fought with the suspect and were able to stop the suspect from continuing to kill and harm others. We owe them a great debt of thanks.
The motive and whether the shooting was a hate crime is still being investigated. Significant moves by our government in Eastern Europe as the Defence Minister takes a secret meeting to Ukraine. Pene Henare has travelled to Kiev to meet with his ministerial counterpart, the first member of the current government to travel to the capital city. He reaffirmed New Zealand's unwavering support for Ukraine against Russia's invasion. Henare says they're pleased with the training we've provided.
They've noticed the skill sets their people come back with as a result of the training. And of course, our recent announcement to extend that particular support into midway of next year.
Meanwhile, Jacinda Ardern says the APEC summit couldn't have come at a better time. The Prime Minister has met with a range of world leaders at the international summit in Thailand, including Xi Jinping and Kamala Harris. The meetings came during an escalation in the war in Ukraine and North Korea's testing firing of long-range missiles. Ardern says it was important to talk through the issues face to face. Human rights groups are calling for a boycott of the FIFA World Cup, which has kicked off in Qatar this morning. Evidence of human rights violations and modern-day slavery have blighted the world's most popular sporting competition. More than 6,000 migrant workers have lost their lives during the construction of the stadiums and surrounding infrastructure. Human rights groups also say workers have been living in cramped conditions. And motorists are being urged to take extra precautions following 6 deaths in 4 separate crashes over the weekend. Assistant Police Commissioner Bruce O'Brien says if it's wet enough to put your wipers on, it's also wet enough to put on your headlights and increase your following distance as well. The AA meanwhile says all of us can improve how we drive, whether it's following distance or not checking your cell phone. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more stories and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.